The appearances that people give off aren't always accurate. There are stories in which the protagonist is revealed to be a sociopath, and there are other stories in which the villainous dictator merely wanted a buddy. Welcome to Shonen Smash, and today we're looking at the top 10 misunderstood shonen characters. But before starting the video, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to never miss out on any of our videos. The video is going to be amazing, so make sure you stick to the end. Number 10. Meruem, Hunter x Hunter. Meruem's status as a true monster was short-lived, despite the fact that he began his life in that capacity. After having that conversation with Komugi, Meruem became genuinely motivated to work towards a more ideal world. However, he was completely misunderstood by everyone. His own followers, Meruem tried numerous times to convince Netero that they should settle their differences through negotiation. However, Netero would not listen to him and insisted that they continue to fight. It's really too bad because by the time that Chimera Ant story arc was over, Meruem had established himself as one of the most relatable characters in the show. Number 9. Mob Psycho 100. When you find out that someone possesses psychic abilities, your first thought is probably that they are pretty psyched about it. In point of fact, due to the rarity of the occurrence, you can't help but subconsciously connect that individual with their authority. On the other hand, Mob would disagree with that mentality. He desires to be a typical guy and live a typical life. He has no interest in becoming the next overpowered main character. Therefore, he makes it a point to improve himself without relying on his abilities on a consistent basis. Number 8. Subaru Natsuki, Re-Zero. Have you ever given any thought to how strange Subaru seems to be in relation to the plot of the story? In one moment, he's smiling and laughing. The next thing you know, he's ranting and raving like a madman while crying his eyes out. However, when viewed from his point of view, it makes perfect sense. He's been killed off so many times already and seen so many horrendous things that you really can't blame him for being a little bit messed up every once in a while. Having said that, if I were in Emilia's position, I would find it extremely unsettling because from her point of view, they really shouldn't be that close to each other that quickly. Number 7. Saitama, One Punch Man. In the eyes of almost everyone in One Punch Man, Saitama is a low-level wannabe hero who most likely won't amount to very much in the long run. Genos considers Saitama to be a literal god who possesses power that cannot even be conceived of. But the truth is that Saitama is just a regular guy who's going through an existential problem. He's reached a point in his life where he finds no joy in anything, and all he wants from life now is a challenge. When it comes to his character, it is safe to say that the other characters have a very skewed perception of him. Number 6. Lord Genome, Gurren Lagann. When it comes to heinous criminals, Lord Genome is about as illustrative as it is possible to get. He has been around since the beginning of time, holds a threatening title, resides in a castle, and views people as if they were his property. Certainly not the sort of fella for whom one would cheer. To put it another way, nevertheless, when compared to the bigger picture, his decision to force humanity to live underground became a great deal more reasonable. Above all else, he wished for the continued existence of humanity, even if it meant resorting to Machiavellian strategies to accomplish it. And that's something that I can sort of see where you're coming from. Number 5. Bakugo, My Hero Academia. They do a good job of subverting expectations, even though I wouldn't really classify My Hero Academia as belonging in the highbrow category. Bakugo appeared to be nothing more than a run-of-the-mill anti-hero to all intents and purposes. He was disruptive, offensive, and belligerent. Not really the kind of guy I'd expect to have any more profound feelings, if I'm being honest. But lo and behold, the development of his character brought tears to my eyes.
Your class is too small-minded. Think bigger.
He got us!
What did you say?
In spite of the fact that many people had a sincere belief that he would support the League of Villains, he demonstrated how righteous he truly was. In the aftermath of the battle, his conversation with All Might is one of my all-time favorite character moments. Who would have guessed that his little chihuahua of a guy could be so fragile?
ヴィランにさらわれなんかしやげりゃあんなことになってなかった。オールマイトが秘密にしようとしてた。誰にも言えなかった。考えねえようにしててもふとした瞬間湧いてきやがる。どうすりゃいいか分かんねえんだよ。ずっと抱え。
Number 4, Naofumi, the Rising of the Shield Hero. The foundation for Naofumi was laid from the very start. Even though he was brought to this new world against his will and had to be coerced into accepting the role of a hero, he quickly realized that the situation he was in was extremely precarious.
なんだこれ。なんなんだよ。俺たち仲間じゃ。
It seemed like it happened in the blink of an eye when Naofumi was kicked out of the kingdom and looked down upon by everyone in it for something that he hadn't even done. The malice that was intended for him persisted despite the fact that he became more powerful and began having a positive influence on the world. And to be perfectly honest, it blows my mind that he was still able to trust anyone after all that had happened. Number 3, Lelouch, Code Geass. Lelouch would go down in the history of the world of Code Geass as the most reviled individual that has ever lived. Mostly as a war criminal who slaughtered innocent people and continued to wage war for his own financial gain.
Yes, Your Highness!
Few people are aware of the man's high moral character to the fullest extent. Even in those earlier times, however, it was not simple to comprehend the mechanism that Lelouch had set in motion. It's safe to say that there weren't very many people who could relate to his situation due to the fact that he used a fake identity and possessed supernatural power.
Yes, Your Highness!
Number 2, Eren Yeager, Attack on Titan. Throughout seasons 1 through 3, Eren gave off the impression of being a fairly simple guy. The one thing he cared about was exacting his vengeance on the Titans. But beginning with the 4th season, everything started to go in a new direction. It was now impossible to determine exactly where Eren lay on the moral scale or what his true plan for the future was. Eren's journey was one that he took completely by himself because not even his closest friends were aware of the plans he had devised. That is all I'm able to say without giving away anything. But man, his character was written exceptionally well. Number 1, Itachi Uchiha, Naruto. Despite the fact that Itachi's personality has been analyzed to death in the years that have passed since Shippuden's conclusion, the story is still one of my favorites of all time. Misunderstandings surround a significant number of the characters in this show, including Nagato, Sasuke, Obito, and even Sakura. However, none of them were able to quite match Itachi's level of influence. In the beginning, he was portrayed as the most dangerous foe that Sasuke would have to contend with. However, once their collision had actually taken place, it seemed as though something was off. When he finally found out about his history, our understanding of everything completely shifts. He spent years fooling the character as well as the audience, and as a result, he's now one of the most recognizable characters in the history of anime. That was all about the 10 top misunderstood shonen characters. Thank you guys for watching. If you want more videos like this, make sure to watch the video and smash the subscribe button. And we'll see you in the next video.